So you're thinking about making a move to Hilton Head Island? Well, in this video, that is exactly what we're going to cover. Everything you need to know about Hilton Head. And so in this video, we're going to show you on the Google map, everything and all the different areas around Hilton Head. We're going to dig into each plantation or community neighborhood, if you will. On Hilton Head, they're called plantations. So that's how we commonly refer to them. But we're going to talk to you all about those different areas, kind of give you an idea of what real estate looks like in those areas, of course, but also the different hotspots, the different areas, that you can visit and kind of stuff you can see and do around the island, but also, places to eat, things to do, all around the low country here in South Carolina. If this is your first time to the channel, though, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and tap the bell notifications, because we will be releasing videos once a week here all about Hilton Head. Again, the different plantations, the different areas, things to do, different places you can go eat, all around the island. We're going to fill you in on what you need to know. And maybe there's an opportunity for you to look at, purchasing either a full-time primary residence, a secondary residence, or even an investment property. If you have any other questions or comments, though, about Hilton Head Island, you can always comment down below. I do read the comments. I do respond to the comments, but also you guys give me great ideas about, new video ideas and stuff that you want to know about Hilton Head. So I love having comments as well. Finally, me and my team down in Hilton Head always get a ton of questions from buyers and sellers and investors moving to and away from the Hilton Head area. So if you ever want to schedule a call, hop on a Zoom, or you can always shoot us a text or an email. We love to get those, and that's honestly where the rubber kind of meets the road for us. So if there's any way we can help you, the direct line is always there. All right, so here's a quick little map of Hilton Head. So this color-coded map, though, I think is really cool because it shows you kind of how each plantation is broken down. So that main highway on here, 278, actually acts as a big loop all the way around the entire island. And so if you come off of I-95, you come right onto 278, whether you're headed north or south on 95. 278 runs about 20 miles out to the island. And so it's actually not too far off of I-95 there. But as you can see here, we've got all the different plantations all the way around. So starting up here to the north, and if you take a quick look at this is actually interesting as well. A lot of people will refer to the heel over here. This looks like a big tennis shoe, right? So the heel here at Port Royal, all the way down to the toe down here in Sea Pines. But again, you can see all the different areas. This is actually no longer a toll road just as of July of 2021 here. This actually no longer is a toll road, so you can freely go on the north loop here, if you will, of 278. But Skull Creek, a lot of different areas, like I said here, that you can live within. These are all, either significantly larger neighborhoods or even communities, some of them that have restaurants and shopping and everything within them, golf courses and things to do, all throughout. Or some of them are significantly smaller, like Long Cove or even Shipyard, that mainly residential within those areas. All right, so if we hop over here to Google Maps, we'll just kind of run you around the island. And I do have a ton of, video to show you guys from driving all over the island as well, into a couple of the different plantations or areas here. So be sure to stick around for the end where we show you, some of the residential developments here, but also some of the shopping and shopping centers, restaurants and stuff like that. I got a little bit of footage there, but again, when you come back to the channel, you'll see we'll go a lot deeper into each one of these communities, talk about the pros and the cons of them. If you're into golf, you may want to consider one community over another. If you're into tennis and pickleball and even just walking the beach, there are some communities that are prime for that, and then there are others that are not. So be sure to check back every single week for a new video. But we will start out here to the north. So if we come over here, again, 278 here, in terms of things to do, there is just so much you can do on Hilton Head. So, when we start out, we talk about, of course, the water, the beaches, everything that you can do around the water. And that includes the Intercoastal Way over here to the west and kind of south here that runs just to the west here and down around the toe, if you will. So if we back out a little bit here, you'll see again that tennis shoe orientation. So north up here, south down here, but the intercoastal way. One of our favorite things to do while we're in Hilton Head for sure, though, is anything on the water. So boating, dolphin watching. There's a lot of boat tours and jet ski tours and stuff that you can take around the island. A lot of that just depends on how long you want to be gone. But in terms of golf and again, outdoor activities, no shortage at all. For the longest time, Hilton Head was actually known as a retirement community. And in fact, it wasn't even accessible by car until 1968, which is kind of crazy to think about. So once the development of 278 here came along, a lot of people started visiting. In fact, there's only 40,000 residents, permanent, full-time residents on the island, and about 2.5 million people visit this island every single year. So it's definitely very touristy during the high season, which we kind of call like the Memorial Day timeframe, a week or so before to Memorial Day, and then all the way through the summer. Of course, a lot of people will go and visit for a week or two at a time, or some as long as a month, all the way through like Labor Day and even the weeks just prior, which the weather's still amazing. You can still get in the water in September, October. So anyway, but obviously the beaches are one of the biggest attractions to Hilton Head. Very, very wide beaches, typical on the East Coast here. You have, especially at low tide, anywhere from 300 to 500 feet of beach from the like dunes all the way down to the water's edge. Of course, at high tide, it's not quite that wide, but anywhere in between high tide and low tide especially, you just get a ton of beach that you can actually, on the hard packed sand, ride a bike, run, walk. And of course, that's one of our favorite things to do while we're there. It does have an international airport here, which Delta actually is now flying into. So we have flown into Hilton Head. We've flown out of Hilton Head to Kentucky and Atlanta, and really all over the Southeast. It's actually pretty easy to get to. And once they upgraded the airport here, it was accessible to a lot more people, and people were coming from a lot further away. But for driving purposes, about 3 hours or so, 3.5 hours, depending on how you drive, to get from Jacksonville to Hilton Head. From Atlanta to Hilton Head's about 4.5, 5 hours with a stop or so in between there for gas or food or whatever you got to do. And then from Charlotte, again, about 4.5, 5 hours or so, 6 if you really take the long scenic route and come down 95 there. But Charleston's about 2 hours away, so you're kind of right here in the middle of it, at least on the East Coast. So so that's kind of stuff to do. Again, you see a ton of golf courses all around, a lot of people playing golf out. And again, with the super mild winters that they have in Hilton Head, you can play golf pretty much year round. It does get a cold snap down there in January typically, but the climate's actually pretty similar to Atlanta, Georgia. So a little bit warmer, not much though, 3 or 4 degrees on average at least. So whatever you see in Atlanta, Georgia is actually very, very similar to what you would experience in Hilton Head. In terms of these accessibility and stuff though, right across from the airport here is the hospital, which has really seen a lot of change recently here. So over in this general area, there's a hospital, there are private schools, there are public schools. You can see Hilton Head High School over here, and elementary school being the public. And then there is a Catholic school, St. Francis over here. So, a lot of people, again, back in the day, were thinking of Hilton Head more as like a retirement community. Now, not so. When you go down there, and when we go down there, we see a ton of young families, young professionals down there as well. And now, of course, that you can work remote, you can be, being about in any industry and working in. So when it comes to shopping, a lot of people are concerned about the availability of grocery stores and malls and stuff like that. So just off the island, there are some outlets out here, the Tanger outlets you see there for Hilton Head, but which offer, I think there's 2 or 3 sets of them now out there, a ton of different, over 100 stores easily out there. So if you're just off the island, you do have accessibility to that. But once you're on the island, you do have a mall here over in the Shelter Cove area near this Wayback Burgers over here. You've got the Belk here, and of course Starbucks everywhere on the island. But as far as like your Publix and your Harris Teeter and your Kroger and stuff, even Whole Foods is now on the island here. again, near the Shelter Cove. This is actually the Palmetto Dunes subdivision. And again, we go a lot deeper into each one of these communities on the channel here, and we talk about each one specifically. And again, the pros and the cons, proximity to, everything on the island. It's a very, very small island. So you can actually get from, the southernmost tip down here near South Beach, where the Salty Dog Cafe is, to, basically off the island within about 20 minutes at the absolute max. And that's with traffic, by the way. So without traffic in the middle of the night, 10, 15 minutes tops. But anyway, so if we talk about shopping though, again, plenty of supermarkets available. Again, you have a Kroger in here, you have a Publix down here near Sea Pines. You've also got a Harris Teeter in here. So when it comes to, your normal CVS and Walmart type stores, you got plenty of options. You see your Walmart up here next to this other Publix. So two on this size island is actually really, really nice because you're never traveling more than 10 minutes to a grocery store. So about 5 miles long and about 12 miles wide, with about 60 miles of bicycle trails. So the island's very, very flat. It's very, very easy to get along anywhere on the island, honestly, because of the bike path accessibility. You can pretty much ride a bike anywhere on the island, which is great. But also some of the other things that you might, appreciate or not know about Hilton Head Island are, first is that there is not one single neon sign on the entire island. So Hilton Head as a community does a very, very good job of controlling the standards and the covenants of the island. And you'll actually see this as soon as you pull onto the island that, a lot of the signage is significantly smaller. It's all natural colors. It really, makes you feel a totally different way than you might in, say, Florida somewhere, right? So very, very private, very, very discreet. And to me, that's one of the things that we really like about it, especially when nightfall comes. You don't have a lot of obtrusive lights and stuff. Yes, you have your normal traffic lights and stuff, but even the number of street lights is significantly less than an area, this size. The second thing is, if we go down here on the map, at least down to Harbor Town, the actual lighthouse here, a lot of people don't know this, but it's not actually, and never has been, a functioning lighthouse. So when most people think about Hilton Head, they see this red and white lighthouse here, and they don't realize that this has actually never been functioning. It's just a prop. So that's one other interesting fact about Hilton Head. So on this channel, we are going to do some deep dives into each one of these communities, but also what you can get in those communities, whether it's a single family home, a townhome, a villa, a condo. A lot of people are moving here for their primary residence, but they're also moving for a second home. So they'll come and visit for a month or two at a time or several weeks at a time. And then they'll go back to somewhere else, and then they'll rent that property out, or they'll just exclusively, find an investment property that they can maybe visit, a week or two out of the year, and then rent it for the rest of the time to pay for the taxes and property owners, assessments and association fees, all that type of stuff. So we see a wide variety of a lot of different people moving to the Hilton Head area right now. And that's what my team and I really love, working with, is people that are especially new to the area, educating them on what they can expect. So again, we're going to show you all sorts of different properties all around the island. So again, make sure you tap that subscribe button and the bell notifications. You don't want to miss a single video. And if there's any questions you have, again, about a particular area or a particular development, and you're looking at investing, we can help you navigate those waters. So if you ever have any questions, again, you can leave a comment down below. And of course, all our contact information is on the page here. And you can also set up a Zoom call, so we can do it just like this. And, even tailor some of the content here for you as well. As I said before, though, we'll give you some footage here of driving around the island, what you can expect, and kind of the feel, if you will, of the island. But again, if you have any questions or want to see a particular area, you can just comment down below, and we'll make sure that video comes out just as soon as we can. But we appreciate you being here. And again, have any questions, feel free to shoot us a message anytime. Have a great rest of your day.